Yeah. What up, YouTubers and wrestling fans? S-Deuce is the name. Talking wrestling is the game. Last night, SmackDown hit every nail exactly on the head and put on a great show with one little hiccup, and we'll get to that. So the show kicks off with AJ Styles against James Ellsworth. This debacle, this saga has finally come to an end. We won't have to see this bum on television anymore in matches that he doesn't deserve with wrestlers that he can't hang with. This whole James Ellsworth thing has been going on for months. I know Dean Ambrose was one of the catalysts in the whole Ellsworth push and Ellsworth getting signed, and I don't have a big problem with him getting signed. If they were bringing back the jobber squash matches, he is the perfect jobber squash match guy. But AJ just put the beats on him last night. Ends up with that spinning back fist combination into a forearm that knocked Ellsworth out cold. AJ gets the pin, 1, 2, 3, but he wasn't done after that. He made a statement. He destroyed James Ellsworth. Snap suplex into the guardrail. That looked ugly. I mean, everything he did to Ellsworth made me smile. I was sick of James Ellsworth, and now I'm glad that he's gone. But Carmella comes in and scoops up the remains as Tasha's trying to interview Ellsworth in the back. He's got a cast, he's got a leg brace, he's got a neck brace on, his head's bandaged up. He looks all messed up. He's got ice on his shoulder, and Carmella comes and saves the day. So obviously we haven't seen the last of Ellsworth. Well, they just signed him for a year, so, but at least he won't be in the main event anymore. Kudos to AJ for putting the beats on James Ellsworth. Apollo Crews and The Miz got it on last night for the Intercontinental Championship, and I was excited. I actually thought maybe we could see a title change. Then I thought about it. I said, nah, this is just to get the story from Tribute of the Troops, and I know they're going to do more with Tribute to the Troops. And storylines at that show mean more, and it'll make the show mean more too, so I'm all for that. But after Maurice gets sent back to the backstage area, she gets sent back from ringside. I thought maybe Apollo could have done it, but of course The Miz with the eye poke, the skull crushing finale, pins Apollo Crews 1, 2, 3, retains the Intercontinental Championship. Like I said, The Miz has been on fire the whole 2016, and I don't think it stops in 2017. I don't know who else who could take the belt off him, but after the match was the real story. Renee Young jumps in the ring, goes to interview The Miz and asks the question like, what is your obsession with Dean Ambrose? To which The Miz answers, I should be asking you what your obsession with Dean Ambrose is. You're the one sleeping with him. Oh, sick burn, Miz, sick burn, Mike. Sick burn. Renee slaps the taste out of Miz's mouth. Proceeds to leave the arena, so I thought. Obviously she didn't. She was back on Talking Smack. But The Miz and Dean Ambrose look like Dean Ambrose is getting that Intercontinental title soon. If anyone beats The Miz, I guess it should be Ambrose. He's like number 2 on SmackDown, or the biggest face on SmackDown. So I don't see a problem with it at all. Next up on SmackDown, Nikki Bella, Carmella, and Natalya had a gossip girl moment. Who beat up Nikki? We all knew it was Natalya. It was in Toronto, Survivor Series. She should have been the team captain because it was in Toronto. But I like how they made a storyline out of it. Everything Natalya said had some truth to it. She is royalty. She is a heart. She should have had that spot already. She should have been a women's champ. She should have been a Divas champ multiple times. It just seems like they use her to train these girls because they know she's the best wrestler they have. And the veteran. But my point is, she doesn't get the breaks that Nikki Bella gets, and then she throws the low blow. That's why John Cena will never marry you. Sick burns last night on SmackDown. Sick burns. So we'll follow the Natalya Nikki Bella thing, and I'm sure they'll have a match at the Royal Rumble, and Nikki Bella will go over, and Natalya will fade back into obscurity, which shouldn't happen, but it will. Then we had Dean Ambrose against Luke Harper. Dean Ambrose and Luke Harper, I can watch these two wrestle 6 hours a day. They know each other Like, I know the back of my hand, and I know the back of my hand pretty good because it's the back of my hand. Gotta get out of the street here, running these Bronx streets. Could get me hurt, but Dean Ambrose picks up the W, and after that, the Wyatt family jumps Dean Ambrose, puts a good beating on him. Then The Miz comes out and hits him with skull-crushing finale. So obviously the Dean Ambrose Miz narrative will be continued. La Luchadora, a local luchadora, takes on Alexa Bliss and beats Alexa Bliss, but during the match I noticed some of the mannerisms and some of the grunts that La Luchadora was making, and my assumptions were true, as La Luchadora makes Alexa Bliss a tap to disarm her. Becky Lynch was La Luchadora. Oh my goodness. I think that was a great little bit of storytelling. Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch next week for the SmackDown Women's title. It's gonna be a barn burner. The two girls can go. Shout out Alexa Bliss for having a great 2016 once she got to SmackDown Live. And Becky Lynch should take that title back next week. Maybe they wait till the Royal Rumble. I don't know. Either way, next week on SmackDown is gonna be huge. I'll get into the matches towards the end. Mojo, Rawley, and Curt Hawkins. This was the one hiccup. Ryan Phillippe has a show on USA called Shooter. It was a Marky Mark movie. Now it's a TV show. So they had Mojo come out. Curt Hawkins called Phillippe Mark Wahlberg, which obviously he's not. And Mojo goes over Curt Hawkins. I think the match was the only hiccup on SmackDown. I don't think it needed to be there, but it was there pretty much to promote Shooter in USA, which I'm fine with. Got to pay the bills, right? Then we had the main event. Dolph Ziggler against Baron Corbin for the #1 contendership, because Ziggler just loves putting all these opportunities that he gets, he earns. They keep giving Ziggler these spots, and they could easily have given it to Corbin or someone else. So I have to agree with, once again, Andre Corbin, because he said it. Ziggler doesn't earn these opportunities. He's given them these opportunities, and he squanders them each and every time. So next week, Daniel Bryan makes a match. Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles for the WWE title in a triple threat match, which means there's no DQ. This match ends in a double count out. After the match, AJ Styles starts beating up Corbin and Ziggler with a chair. I loved it. So next week on SmackDown is the Wild Card Finals. Triple threat match for the WWE title. A 4 corners elimination match for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team title. And a women's title match. Becky Lynch and Alexa Bliss. It's gonna be amazing. Watch SmackDown next week. SmackDown gets an A. Not an A+ because of that Hawkins Rawley match, but SmackDown gets an A. They delivered on every point last night was great about SmackDown. Even Talking Smack was great with Santa Rhino. If you haven't seen that, go watch last night's Talking Smack. Santa Rhino was hilarious last night. And Renee Young addresses The Miz and her saying she's sleeping with Dean Ambrose, which everyone knows anyway. But again, SmackDown was great. Here on Let's Talk Wrestling, there's no gimmicks needed. You might see a little change here and there, but I'm not gonna sell my soul to corporate YouTube to get more views and get more likes and get more subscribers. Not me. Like this video, thumbs up it. YouTube loves the thumbs up. Comment, let me know what you thought SmackDown was last night, because I thought it was great. Subscribe to Let's Talk Wrestling. Never forget to tell a friend about Let's Talk Wrestling. We out of here.